Remember when Trump posted that AI Gaza Riviera video back in February? A vision that, from when it was first teased, has been accused of ethnic cleansing on a mammoth scale.
It's basically a way of glamorizing ethnic cleansing.
Well, there's now a 38-side plan, published in full by Washington Post, showing us how this vision would be brought to life. It lays out a US-run trusteeship in Gaza for 10 years, pitching the Strip as a Riviera of the Middle East. And here's the kicker. It starts with the so-called voluntary relocation of 2 million Palestinians. The proposal is called the Great Trust, and at its core are 4 key takeaways. Takeaway 1, aid, but only temporarily. The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, whose aid sites have been described as death traps for Palestinians by the UN, would run camps for 6 to 12 months. After that, it shuts down, replaced by a US-controlled trust managing Gaza's governance, economy, and borders. So in other words, the GHF is just a test run for what militarized control of Palestinians would look like. Takeaway 2, strategic resources. The deck highlights that one of the main strategic benefits for the US would be access for American companies to $1.3 trillion in rare earth minerals present in Western Saudi Arabia. The focus here is on attracting foreign investment and low-cost labor, prioritizing external profits over the needs and rights of any remaining Palestinians living in Gaza. Takeaway 3, a surveillance state, where all services and economies would run on digital IDs and AI-powered systems. The area would be divided into 6 to 8 so-called smart cities, which would be sandwiched between an area labelled the Trump touristic Riviera and islands. By creating an enclave of surveillance, it would then become significantly easier to control the population. And takeaway 4, population. The plan assumes the fewer Palestinians that remain, the less the trust spends. Each Palestinian who chooses to leave would be offered a $5,000 cash payment plus subsidies to cover 4 years of rent elsewhere and a year of food. And this is being offered to a starving population. The slides present this as a cost-saving strategy. The more people relocate, the less the trust needs to invest in rebuilding Gaza and running essential services. So who's driving this plan? It was drafted by Israeli-American businessman Michael Eisenberg and Lyron Tankman, an Israeli tech entrepreneur and former military intelligence officer. Boston Consulting Group then produced financial models projecting costs, revenues, and population relocation scenarios, including a plan to relocate Palestinians from Gaza to Somalia. Politically, it is unclear whether this exact proposal was discussed during the White House meeting, which included Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and former British Prime Minister Tony Blair. But what we do know is that both have presented their own grand plans for Palestinians over the years. And the Financial Times reported that the Tony Blair Institute took part in the Gaza Riviera project and held conferences about plans for Palestinian governance using the same ideas. In short, a network of businessmen, consultants, and former world leaders are pitching a vision for Gaza's post-war future, a plan accused of being textbook ethnic cleansing, with no indication of a single Palestinian voice having a say in this future. Trump's Gaza Riviera is no longer just an idea. It's a 38-slide blueprint. For the people living in Gaza today, it's a threat of permanent displacement, the erasure of neighborhoods, and a future controlled entirely by outside actors.